And the U.S. is bracing for a 10th consecutive interest rate hike as the country tries to fight off inflation. The Federal Reserve is expected to announce another quarter of a percentage point rise in its benchmark interest rate today. Inflation is slowing, but it's still far above that 2% target. Let's bring in business reporter Alexis Christoforous, along with ABC News' Elizabeth Schulze from the White House with more on this. Alexis, what do you think we're going to see today, and could this be the last rate hike for a while?
That's the great debate, and I think Fed policymakers are even divided on that. I mean, look, the Fed is being met with a contradictory economy right now. It seems as though the economy is slowing. The numbers bear that. But we still have consumer spending pretty robust, the job market also pretty strong. And, of course, the Fed has to deal with a lot of uncertainty in the economy. We had 3 bank failures in the matter of 2 months. A lot of the problems in the banking industry were triggered by higher interest rates. And now we have this threat of a looming debt ceiling being breached, which could really throw not only our economy, but world economy into a tizzy. So the Fed has a lot to consider here. Some economists believe the Fed will pause after today's interest rate hike and maybe not raise again for the rest of the year. There are a few economists who believe we might even see the Fed cut interest rates at the end of the year. I'm going to be listening to what Fed Chair Jay Powell has to say during his press conference, though, at 2:30 Eastern today. I'm sure he'll be fielding lots of questions from reporters on that.
Elizabeth, we also just saw the failure of another U.S. bank this week. How does that factor into all of this?
Well, there's no doubt, Diane, that the failure of First Republic Bank is overhanging this Federal Reserve meeting. And the question of should the Fed really be raising interest rates more after, as Alexis pointed out, those higher rates are one of the issues behind some of these recent bank failures. But the fact is that a lot of analysts and the stock market expect that the Fed is going to raise rates again today, and it would be a pretty strong signal if it backtracked. The Fed has been very kind of clear on its messaging that the fight number one is bringing down inflation, and the way that the Fed can bring down inflation is by continuing to raise interest rates. So it wants to send that signal that it's very serious about this inflation fight. Despite some of that turmoil that we've seen in the banking sector, we can expect Fed Chair Powell will continue to say the message that the overall banking system is sound, but no doubt he will be facing questions about, is this crisis really over? We've seen some more uncertainty among a couple other regional banks, at least in their stocks this week. The question really becomes, how much does this factor into the decision about future rate hikes after today, guys?
All right, Alexis Christoforous, Elizabeth Schulze, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.